Last week, we talked about rumors that Sabrina Carpenter is single because allegedly Barry Keoghan, her now ex-boyfriend, cheated on her with an unnamed blonde influencer who is particularly famous on TikTok. At the time, people assumed it was a girl named Brecky Hill. I actually met Brecky Hill when I was on the Whatever podcast, and I was familiar with her game. And she now denies that she had anything to do with this home-wrecking allegation. But since those rumors started that Barry Keoghan cheated on Sabrina Carpenter, Sabrina's fan base has been going absolutely feral. Sabrina Carpenter's stans have been harassing Barry Keoghan and his family, and they cyberbullied him off of social media. Here is his statement that he released after he deactivated his account from getting negativity and harassment. He said, "I can only sit and take so much. My name has been dragged across the internet in ways I usually don't respond to. I have to respond now because it's getting to a place where there are too many lines being crossed. I deactivated my account because I can no longer let this stuff distract from my family and work. The messages I've received, no person should ever have to read them. Absolute lies, hatred, disgusting commentary about my appearance, character, how I am as a parent, and every other inhumane thing you can imagine. Dragging my character and everything I worked extremely hard for and stand for. Talking about how I was a heroin baby and how I grew up and dragging my dear mother into it also. Knocking on my granny's door. Sitting outside my baby boy's house, intimidating them. That's crossing a line. Each and every day, I work harder to push myself on every level to be the healthiest and strongest person for that boy. I want to provide opportunities for him to learn, fail, and grow. I want him to be able to look up to his daddy, to have full trust in me, and know I will have his back no matter what. I need you to remember he has to read all of this about his father when he is older. Please be respectful to all. Thank you." So that was his statement. Yeah. And then he deactivated his social media. I'm not surprised because stan accounts are run either by teenagers or adults who have no lives.
But about the people actually showing up to physical locations.
Yeah, these are people with nothing to lose. They have no lives. They have no jobs. Mm-hmm. Like, I saw this response saying, y'all dragged this man through the mud, showed up to his son's house, made his family feel threatened just because you're obsessed over a relationship that is not yours, and you believe every rumor that you read? Yes. Yes, there are plenty of people who do that because their entire life revolves around stan Twitter culture. Yep. And they are jobless losers. These are the jobless losers that run Sabrina Carpenter stan accounts.
Yeah. Also, a big part of that is like when you spend that much time online, it kind of you disassociate. You disassociate from the actual consequences. Like there is something very serious about just showing up to a physical location where you weren't invited, and then just assuming that you can be there.
Right, they're showing up to his family's home address.
Like, isn't this what the Scientologists used to do? They just follow you around. They wouldn't do anything. They just follow you around.
What was
take
the
pictures,
goal?
Just to make you feel unsafe. Right?
Like human psychology.
Not Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise would never do that.
Yeah, of course, he would never. He's perfect, uncancelable. But like human psychology is really scary sometimes because stan culture is the same iteration of like cult mindsets. Yeah. I mean, it's the same mentality that someone would have if they're like physically mobbing a celebrity in public. Yeah.
But doing it digitally.
Right. Like if Taylor Swift goes to a Starbucks in the middle of a city, people are going to start furiously mobbing her, and like they would physically trample her if she didn't have a security detail around her. Why would you do that? What is the goal that you're trying to accomplish?
Why would the person?
Because being the one person out of hundreds mobbing this celebrity, that you're not going to get to meet or talk to this person. So you're literally just operating off of animal instinct.
Like, I can't have this, therefore I'm going to just see red.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just like completely blanked out, tunnel vision. Like, acting like
this
animals.
And this isn't anything new. Look at the videos like when the Beatles landed on American soil and the ladies went crazy.
Yeah, and if you wonder, like, are you really that personally invested in a celebrity relationship? Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Because they don't have their own relationships to be invested in.
Which is crazy because it's like, we do this for work and I can't imagine being that emotional. Like, I actually don't think I could do my job if I was that emotionally invested in anything. Like, a certain part of it requires distance. Like, when I go home from work, I still have to spend time, whether it's looking at stuff on Twitter or looking at stuff when we send articles back and forth. And the only way that works for me is to be able to create distance between myself and the work. Otherwise you burn out. But since they're just nothing but emotionally involved in the whole thing, it becomes all they are.
I mean, you mentioned the Beatles. This is far from a new phenomenon, but the internet made it so much more extreme.
Oh yeah, and not to mention the anonymity of it.
Yes,
does that.
Like, do you remember Cut for Bieber?
No.
You don't remember that hashtag?
No, I
this was like maybe back in 2009 or maybe 2010.
I wouldn't have been paying attention
when
at the
like
time.
Justin Bieber was still a teenager. The majority of his fan base were like tween or teen girls. And a bunch of dudes on 4chan essentially started this hashtag or this trend in like sort of the primordial social media age, Cut for Bieber. And they were trying to make this trend to convince these girls, these fans, the believers, to do this. And it actually caught on. Like, they saw this because it was being astroturfed, and they actually mimicked that behavior. And that was, I mean, it's 4chan. That was kind of the goal, like, causing chaos. But, like, this is not a new thing at all. And social media is only going to make it worse.
The other thing that I would take into account if I was a celebrity of any sort these days is this should now very narrowly affect your dating options, right? Like, if you're Barry Keoghan, just don't date the one with the insane stan accounts. Like, date a nice normal celebrity with
there any celebrity that has non-toxic fans?
Musicians tend to have more of the stans,
right?
I'm saying, like,
so,
if you're gonna date someone, maybe don't date a musician.
Date another actor
would
be your advice.
Look, I was looking at more examples the other night. I don't remember what actor I was looking at that had been, but like another like TV actors. I mean, Barry Keoghan's a movie dude, so he's probably going to have these problems as long as he's working primarily in film and remains a big name, right? But the TV actors really do have it good. Married since like it was Morris Chestnut, because I was watching episodes of Rosewood because the Sherlock or the Watson show that he has is coming out like next month, and I was wondering whether I was going to make episodes on it. I realized he got married at 25. He got married in 1995, still married to this day. Very, very happy, very, very successful within the industry, but without the the insanity.
The experts did find out that you can make a certain benchmark salary and it will increase your happiness.
What was that number?
But at the time, they must have calculated this in the 2000s, but at the time it was $70,000 a year. Okay. It's probably higher now due to inflation. But then if you got above a certain benchmark salary, then it had no further effect on your happiness.
But
not negative or positive.
Oh, so it doesn't necessarily affect it negatively,
yes,
but it doesn't make you happier either.
The security it provides doesn't make you happier. It's the same way with like notoriety, where you reach a certain, you're talking about these TV actors, they don't have as much notoriety as a movie star, and it leaves them in this sweet spot where they can continue working, getting the recognition, and it's like manageable. Yeah. And they can also date their professional equals.
I wonder if that's like, it
doesn't turn into anything like this.
Like, I wonder if that's actually true for the like for the fame and the money part, right? Because I could see it causing more problems the more money you make. You know, as you know, we don't claim Diddy anymore, but Mo Money Mo Problems. That was a prescient song at the time.
I don't know if I ever claimed Diddy.
Yeah, you know, well, I was more of a Mace guy myself, but yeah, it's I feel like there's a sweet spot in Hollywood for the people that want to work there. Because look, as much as we make fun of them, a lot of them do maybe a lot of them do want to be famous, but a lot of them do also love the work. and they love the art form and they want to continually practice the art form. And so there's got to be like a sweet spot where you're like, look, to get the really good roles, fame is going to be a byproduct of that. You know, if you're really good at what you do. So I don't envy them. I wouldn't want that in any way, shape, or form. I don't know how they put up with it, but they don't put up with it well, as we keep learning.
Right. Also, at the time that these rumors were going around, Brecky Hill was the main suspect.
Oh, yeah. And she
is now clarified after reposting multiple TikToks fueling the rumors that she was not a homewrecker.
There's a 20 here from Culture Casino. He says, cut for Bieber? Sounds like white guys for Kamala. Weird stuff. Isn't any of that just simping for someone in a different form? Attention versus money, different economies. I mean, yeah, nowadays though it feels like those have become more and more connected.
It was a social contagion.
Yes.
That's what it was. There was no like end goal. There was no like, I don't even know if it would be considered simping. It was just mass hysteria, and we've only seen more and more of that as time goes on.
So let's watch this video here.
You've got like 25 seconds in.
I just moved to my living room so I can sit. But to put it simply for you all, no, I did not get with Barry. I have never even encountered this man in my life. The only time I've seen him is on my TV screen from watching Saltburn. I reposted this video that showed up on my For You page claiming that I was homewrecking Sabrina Carpenter's relationship just simply because I thought it was so ridiculous. I'm sorry, but if I really was the one getting with Barry, why in the world would I be reposting about it? What I will say though is, coming from someone who has been cheated on in several different relationships, I would never want to homewreck any relationship or put any girl through that pain, ever. But as far as the video goes that I reposted, I was at Boa's Steakhouse with my friends getting dinner, and I decided to review drinks on my Snapchat. And one of the drinks I was reviewing was a margarita, and I think I gave the margarita like a 6 out of 10 because I said it was too salty. Someone, I guess, took that the wrong way and thought I was making a Saltburn reference after finding out that Barry
Sabrina Anon
was saying
QAnon is not just for Trump people.
The margarita was too salty. Saltburn, Barry Keoghan.
You know whose fault this is? This is Taylor Swift's fault for encouraging it with the Easter eggs.
At a hotel near Boa. I don't even know. Like, this whole story is so crazy to me. And then another drink I was reviewing happened to be called a Blackberry Smash on the Boa Steakhouse menu, which this person then thought was also a berry reference. The whole thing is just like crazy to me.
We're gonna find out years later it was actually true. And
it was all real.
Yeah, it was all real. All right.
They found her out. Another like quick aside that's just a pet peeve of mine. I don't really like when people use the term homewrecker in regard to a relationship that doesn't involve they're not Sabrina Carpenter and Barry Keoghan were not even engaged, let alone married, let alone had a home together, let alone had a family together. I just don't like that. It's like, why do you take it so seriously? They were just dating.
I mean, I think it's just language is supposed to be like a shorthand, right? Like it explains the situation.
I'm just saying it would be Barry Keoghan's fault for home-wrecking his relationship anyway by cheating on his girlfriend. That would make him the homewrecker.
I mean, technically it makes...
It's kind of placing the blame on somebody else.
If she knows beforehand, she's complicit in that. If she doesn't know, then yeah.
But he should not cheat in the first place if he doesn't want to wreck his relationship. I'm just saying. It's kind of shifting the blame.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.